No! Well. Another Christmas gift. I'm a little thrown off by my hair because I usually have my bangs out and I like slicked them down today for a new look. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really know if I like it. But I'm going to be working on my next Christmas present. I'm kind of doing them all simultaneously so that when I get sick of one or frustrated, I can work on something else. So today I'm going to start doing the patchworking for a apron because somebody in my life really likes to bake. I'm actually making 2 aprons this year, but the fabric story is going to be the difference. The one is going to be patchwork of a bunch of different earth tones and stuff like that, and the other one is gonna be for my mom. And my mom is Dutch Indonesian. Our Oma, who passed away, when she passed, I inherited this like lot of like Indonesian fabric that her sisters brought back over when they were in Indonesia, and I have it now. So I was gonna make my mom an apron out of it because it has been sitting in my stash because I've been too nervous to touch it because I'm like, oh, that's an heirloom, I can't touch it. But I think she would want it to be used. So that is what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna start with the patchwork one because one, I have not printed out the pattern yet. And my printer is being a bitch. So I don't feel like doing that. I'm gonna deal with that tomorrow. But yeah, just to decompress from the workday, I'm gonna do my patchwork. This entire container is full of scraps. So I'm just gonna pull out some scraps that I think that this person will like. I cannot find the TV remote so that I can watch TV while I do this. The state of this room is horrific. It is kind of giving me stress, but I really don't feel like cleaning it yet because I know that I'm gonna come through like a whirlwind with the rest of these Christmas gifts. So like, what's the point? Because it's gonna be a disaster anyway. Why not just start off after Christmas, get everything set up, and then continue working? But it looks really bad. I'm so sorry that you have to see this in the background. And because of it, now I can't find the remote. Okay, here's my bag of earth tone-ish stuff. One thing I've really started to like about sewing is I became a patchwork girly. Like it's so fun. I've made one thing. It's fun. I like it because I also feel like I'm not wasting anything. Proud of this, but it's been at least a week. I don't know. It's taking me forever to do this fabrication. Probably because I tried to start with, like, I wanted to use all of my scraps, but then, like, a lot of them are getting to be, like, this big, and it's creating, like, nothing. So I just might be, like, just short of being able, well, this is how much I have so far. Looks like a lot until I remembered this has to go on the fold, so I need like a little bit more in order to place that on the fold there. The other piece, looks. Ah! Girl. The other piece, I need to cut out 2 of these. Oh. Which might be a tad easier because I feel like this part up here, I can just use like, I have some fabric over here where I can kind of make it wide enough to fit there. So I'm hoping once I get this front panel done, it's a little bit more like easygoing. It's taken me forever and I'm about like 5 seconds from taking a break from this one and starting a different gift. Because why are you not? I'm stressed about finishing all of my projects in time. It is currently December 2nd. And I know that I'm gonna probably work on the other one because I have to make a dress too as well. What I have left to make is the 2 aprons that I'm making now, a dress, a blanket, but it's a blanket out of like old t-shirts, so like that should be easier, hopefully. And then I gotta finish my Killer Klown. I still haven't finished it at the time of filming this. I don't know how I'm putting any of these clips together. I'm kind of just recording what I'm doing. Just hoping for the best. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep working on the fabrication, and if halfway through today I might not and just move on to a different project. I don't know. The pressure, it's coming. I'm a little worried. We'll see. It's now December 4th. I just finished putting together all of the pieces for the one apron. It took me so long, and it's partially my fault because I tried to save every single scrap piece of fabric I had to be able to put it into the thing instead of using bigger squares of scrap fabric. So obviously it's going to take me forever when I'm trying to sew pieces like this big. But I learned, it was the first time I truly patchworked something, so now I know that like bigger pieces are better, and then the rest of them I'm gonna start saving all of these so that when my stash of polyfill runs out for like plushies and stuff, I'll be using this. Today, what I want to accomplish is I think I want to add an interfacing to the patchwork, if I have enough, just so that it's sturdier because it's an apron and it's going to be used in the kitchen. And I have this other, like, I got it when I was attempting to do punch needling, and it's like fairly heavy duty, so I wanted to use that as like a lining, but the pattern doesn't have a lining in it, so I'm gonna figure out how I want to include it. totally forgot to put interfacing on this one, and I forgot to film me putting interfacing on the other ones. So here's the visual. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but I'm doing it. There's interfacing on the back of all of the pattern pieces. Then I decided it would be best to add any of the decorative stitching that I wanted at this point after the interfacing and before I put the lining in. So that's what I decided to do. I basically just used my twin needle and I kind of just not shoved the fabric, but like just almost like quilting, but not really. And I didn't have any like specific pattern or like lines in mind. I just kind of made it look wavy and it went down. I'm gonna show it up close at some point. But honestly, this was my favorite part of the whole process because I got to really just shut my brain off and just stitch for fun. Okay, so this is what I have going on so far. I just wanted to freehand some stitching onto these panels. And I just have the front panel left to do. And I want to do the pockets first. But how I did it was I threaded my machine. I threaded my machine with the twin needles. And I have two different threads up here. I have brown and green because that's the majority of the colors on there. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on doing that. Now here's clips of me sewing the pockets onto the front piece before I attached the lining. Then I decided to make a little patchwork star to go right on the front of the apron, which was really fun. It took forever for me to like flip the star right side out, and he kind of looks a little wonky, but like I think that adds character. Like, look at him. And then I just stitched it onto the front and ironed it down. After I finished all the details on the front, I pinned the lining to the exterior piece. Then I pinned the side seams together and stitched it up. I decided that I was just gonna pin the lining to the original, like, outside fabric instead of trying to like flip it in and out. Just did it directly on. And I am doing this seam as a French seam. To finish the edges, I decided to do bias tape, which was just a lot of pinning and sewing and pinning and more sewing. So, crazy update. couple days later. I had to stop what I was doing because I burnt the absolute shit out of my hand. There's like the residual. I have a different, maybe a different picture. Because here's what I did. Really stupid of me. Here's the iron, right? Here's the handle. For some reason, when I was ironing down the hem, I decided to move it off by grabbing here. Because what? I'm stupid. Yes, yes. So, I got very mad and I was done for the night because it burned these 4 fingers, and right now I only have the 1 blister. But the show must go on. So because of that, I decided I just wanted to sit in my bed. So instead of using the machine, I hand stitched all of the hems, that's not it, for, this is a horrible representation, for the sleeves, like the armholes. Oh my god, I wish I could use English. Now, what I have to do, and here's another thing, this is why you should read the pattern. I didn't because I thought I didn't need it. I thought it was common sense. No, apparently there was different seam allowances for different parts. So when I went to attach the like strap by crossing it in the back like you're supposed to, it was too short. So I think now I have this faux leather, I believe it's vinyl. Yeah, it's vinyl. And I'm gonna use it to extend the straps here and make it look intentional, like it's just like a little like piece. Then I'm gonna be done with this project. And then I have to make another apron where I'll like actually read the pattern and make sure I do it right. But it shouldn't take me as long so I don't have to do all the patchwork. But I would like to be done with this project. Fits. Okay, I think that worked because it's supposed to like, and you can even see. And I think that's a good length. And I think I'm just gonna top stitch this down right here. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it though, because I'm either gonna hand stitch it, which could work, and then I'll have the detailing like, oh, you can't even see it, like right there. So I could do that again right here, or I'll see if I can machine stitch it and not break another needle. I ended up making the stitch length longer on my machine and increasing the tension, and I ended up machine stitching the straps down. But then I realized that there was like a really big flap in the back, so I decided to try to add snaps, and it made me realize that I forgot how to attach snaps, so that took me like an hour because apparently I couldn't figure that out. You can't see it. I fixed it, I think. I just can't, I'm not thoroughly enjoying what's going on right here. I don't know. This one has really destroyed my confidence in anything. I just feel like that's like right up my butt. I don't know. I think that this is the best it's gonna get though. I'm also sweating. So I have to take a little brief intermission from making the aprons, and because I forgot that this one gift that I have to make has to be sent out to a different state. So I am going to make a like quilted iPad case for my Grammy out of this fabric that was gifted to me from my Oma's stash when she passed away. So I'm gonna re-gift it in something that she uses because she uses her iPad all the time with fabric from her mom. So there's like I'm just gonna look at like different tutorials and try to like wing it and figure out what I'm doing.
She has a few. But she's one of those things that can take makeup really well. Detox can do a different thing. There's December 14th. So maybe they're trying to do a whole thing. I don't know. I love. So I remember being very grateful to go home and sleep in my own bed for like a week. Speaking of time, another crazy thing is.
It's quick fire.
US.
Wait, I'm gonna say US.
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 Okay, US.
Man, imagine if some like paparazzi pictures came out of like so that family like living the same thing.
Side note, I might start editing every single video like the way I just did because that was really relaxing. Anyway, here's the reveal of the iPad sleeve. I added a Velcro, I hand stitched a Velcro thing onto there. So yeah, and I really like how it turned out actually. In the meantime, I also made these cute little bag charms for my coworkers. And then I made another one. And then I also made this cute little snowman guy. I did not finish my Killer Klown from Outer Space, but he'll get done eventually. Eventually. Getting back to the aprons, I decided to cut the part with the snaps off on a diagonal to make it look more like the inspiration pic. I think I was rushing the first time I was doing this. And I panicked that I wasn't going to be able to get everything done. But I just made life like 10 times harder for myself. Yep, so then when I finished cutting it, I mirrored it on the other side. Then again, me with leaving the iron on the hem. I ironed down the raw edges so that I can go back in and hand stitch over it to create the finished look. It looks better. I'm so stupid. There's a whole video tutorial that I just found and I missed it. So that's on me. I'm gonna say it's because I was tired that I didn't see it. So I could have saved myself a lot of trouble if I just noticed it was there. But anyway. And this is the final reveal of the patchwork apron. And considering how much trouble it was, I'm actually really proud of it because I ended up being able to fix the fit. And I'm really proud of the decorative stitching and the patchworking on the front. Like, I think that's some of my better work. Now it's time to speed run through the second apron that I have to make. But I'm going to be very honest, after finding the tutorial, it really didn't take me that long. The patchwork one took me so much longer because I thought I didn't need directions. This was actually very easy once I, read the directions. So I cut out the fabric, pinned the side seams, added the pockets, sewed and sewed and sewed and sewed. Honestly, it was much more enjoyable because I knew what I was doing. And here's the reveal of the final apron. I have a different type of top there. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I'm just happy that I was able to get everything done before Christmas. So yeah, that was pretty much most of the stuff that I made for Christmas. And I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle my way through making aprons.